Good morning. Although it is evening here. But I wanted to do this. I didn't think I was going to upload a video for tomorrow because I uploaded the one today. It's just been a weird week, and I told you I've been kind of down, not for anything else except for that I'm just anxious to get on the road and get home. But I want to say thank you for all the people that wrote comments. I've been reading them, sharing their stories about their tattoos and their scars. And it's just so beautiful that, you know, for the meanings that you're telling me behind all this stuff. And yeah, it just fills my heart. And so the only reason why I'm coming on tonight, because you can see I look a little disheveled. I'm gonna wash my hair tonight and get ready to get on the road tomorrow because my packages are here. So, you know, I made the 2 fanny packs. So since the time I made that video, which was today, pretty much this afternoon, I already gave them away. And I gave them away to a woman. Her name is Dee Dee, and she's homeless. And so I thought I would just share this quick because it just goes back to about the human experience. And, you know, especially after watching that Netflix show last night about the homeless. And listen, I can't imagine anything more difficult than being homeless. I saw Dee Dee. Do you hear those? I think they're ducks. Did you hear that? I never know what you can hear when I can hear something, because I know you can hear a lot of traffic because I'm in a parking lot. Anyway, I had left to go to the post office to see if packages were there, and she was standing on the corner with a sign. And so when I came back, she was still standing there, so I parked, and then I decided I just wanted to get some exercise, so I got up and I was taking walks around the parking lot. And then when I was coming back, I saw her sitting kind of by my van, and she was eating a sandwich. And you know what? I feel like spirit just prompts me sometimes, and I have no hesitation anymore to ask someone. And so I grabbed one of my backpacks and I went over and I said, "Hey, were you just standing over there?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, I don't know if you need this, but I make up these backpacks. I'm traveling cross country, and it just has like wipes in it, Advil, deodorant, body wash, all this other stuff." And she's like, "Yeah, that would be great." And so I said, you know, "Why are you out here?" And I know a lot of us think, and I'm sure there's people out there that do this, but we all think like, oh, these people standing on the side of the road with signs are making lots of money, and they're all driving away in their BMWs, you know, that are like 2 blocks away. I hear that all the time. And so I just sat down. I go, "Listen, I'm just walking around the parking lot," I said, "just to get some exercise." And so I said, "Well, where are you from?" I always ask that. I always say, "Are you from here?" And she's like, "No, I'm originally from Kansas." And I said, "Well, how'd you get here?" And she's like, "Long story." And here's the thing. I had asked her at some point how old she was. And she didn't really have any teeth. She had her 2 bottom teeth. And she was only 55. So she was actually younger than me. And so I know she's lived a very hard life. And she said that she came here She said she had a job and everything, and then with COVID, she lost her job. And then her friend, Angie, had come here for some reason. And she said Angie is, I want to say disabled, but she has disabilities. And I said, well, what disabilities does she have? And she goes, I couldn't even list them all. She said she has anxiety, she has, I go, well, I can understand that. And then she's like, she just has a lot going on. And Angie can't afford to get the medication that she needs because DeeDee really wants to go back home. But Angie can't even travel in a bus because she can't be around other people. And so she's kind of stuck here. And I said, well, could you go home by yourself? Take a bus home? Because they have no car. And she said, well, I could. She goes, but I can't leave Angie. And so she's the one out here making money. And I said, well, where do you stay? And she said, well, we've had to stay out here a couple times. And she said, we stay in a motel by here. And I said, well, how much does that cost tonight? Is it expensive? And she said, it costs $40 to live where they live. And then she told me a couple stories about what has happened there. And Angie can't really leave the motel. And she's not even capable enough to get on a bus or a plane to get back home. And her family, she has 3 kids. And they have their own things going on. And then she started, she's a pretty tough cookie. Wow, she was just talking about this all so kind of nonchalantly. She's like, yep, I just come out and make enough money to pay for the hotel or motel. And she pays for it every night. They can't pay for it weekly because she doesn't make that much money. And she said that she was talking about her granddaughter. Her and her granddaughter are really close. And her daughter. She said her and her granddaughter's mom are her granddaughter's favorite people in the whole world. And she's been here since September. And then she started getting emotional and started crying. And I think sometimes that we think that people who are homeless or who are addicted to drugs are somehow beneath us, that they did it to themselves. And I can tell you, Scout's honor, that I actually worked on a case, an opioid case. I think I may have talked about this before, that the state is suing the pharmaceutical companies and pharmacies because they're overprescribing. And that's how people get addicted, a lot of people. And sometimes the position that you're in, if you're in a lot of pain, and not just physically, but mentally, and where you've come, and maybe you can't do the things you used to, that sometimes alcohol and drugs are a reprieve from real life. And then the more you take, the more you have to take to get that same feeling. And so it's not always the person's fault. It's because it's being overprescribed, and then they're using it as a crutch. And it's easy for us to sit back and say, you know what, just stop doing it. Just get off of it, you know? But it's not that easy, because an addiction is an addiction for a reason. And a lot of shame comes with addiction. And so you want to be in that altered mental state, because if you're not, you don't want to deal with that shame. And so it's just a never-ending cycle. And so I mean, you know, there's like with Bruce's thing, like my, what I called it was, in the end, there's always a reason. And you know how I said I had met Bruce and heard his story, and that's kind of it. Maybe I stayed to hear Dee Dee's story. And so she was talking about her granddaughter, and it was just her granddaughter's 5th birthday. And she started crying and saying that she was sad that she couldn't be home to be with her granddaughter, because her granddaughter really wants her home. And this woman doesn't have a phone. She doesn't have anything. And she had used the money that she bought. She had to go back out on the street because she had to get back out there because Angie had a sore throat and was convinced she had throat cancer. And so she bought her like some throat spray, and she even showed me the bag. She bought throat spray and stuff like that to make Angie feel better. So she, even though she has nothing, she's out here doing that to take care of someone that she won't leave, because she said, if I leave, she has no family here, and there would be no one to take care of her, and I can't do that to her. So if you have people that you care about, I mean, this is someone who has nothing and is going above and beyond to take care of someone to her detriment, because she could just take a bus home, make enough money and take a bus home to go see her granddaughter for her birthday. But she won't do that because she won't leave Angie. And so I just want you to rethink, when you see a homeless person, just don't always think that they're out on the make. And I'll even tell you, I said, well, listen, do you know where the address of your granddaughter, where she lives? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, we can go inside and we can buy her a gift, and I'm going to the post office tomorrow and I can send it to her. And she said, no. She said, no, I just want to get home. So I even offered, and she turned me down. And then I said, well, listen, I made 2 backpacks. I go, do you think that Angie would like to have a backpack? I said, there's, you know, just little stuff in there. And she said, well, yeah. I mean, she wasn't like, yeah, give it to me. She was like, no, yeah. And I said, yeah, I'm going to give it to you. And I feel sometimes it's like, you know, like at Christmas, when you get nothing and someone like reaches out and gives you a little gift, even if it's like these little things, it probably cost me, let's see, probably about $20 for everything I bought in those backpack or those little fanny packs, that they get to open them and see what's in them and just have someone give some kindness to them. And I even said, we were talking and I said, yeah, sometimes I lose faith in humanity. And she said, yeah, me too. And so maybe you can be that humanity that can give someone who has nothing just maybe that little bit of hope to keep going on, to start believing in it again. So yeah, that's the story of Dee Dee. And then she's like, well, listen, I gotta get back to work because I gotta make some more money today because I bought this stuff for her. So now I have to make that up to pay for the room tonight. I didn't offer her money. I don't have money. I don't carry cash with me. So, like I said, it wasn't like she was begging or anything. She didn't ask me for anything. I offered, and she even turned me down. And then I was here, and this guy, Kyle, he works at Walmart, and he came out, he goes, "Are you okay? Is everything okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm okay." And then we started talking, and then we had a good talk for about 30 minutes. And another time this week, I was staying here, and I was parked over there, and I was outside talking to my mom, because I just like being outside the van. And just some customer was parked there. He was in a truck, and he saw me. And I think he saw me for a while because he was parked there. And he was driving away, and he came up and he said, "Are you okay? Do you need help with anything?" I said, "Yeah, no, I'm okay. Thank you so much." And so people, just random people, just making sure, I think they think sometimes maybe something's wrong with the van. And, you know, I'm kind of stuck here. Maybe that's why I was on the phone pacing back and forth. I just walk back and forth to get steps in when I'm talking. So, you know, maybe just be the hope that someone can't find anymore. One nice thing, one nice comment, one nice word. I had a woman write me just today, and she said that her and her dad didn't have a very good relationship growing up, and he was born the same year my mom was born, and growing up he was kind of curmudgeon-y, you know, and he was in the war, and he wouldn't talk about that stuff. And so then she said that after she saw the video that, you know, she had prayed about whether asking her dad about it, you know, about like his life. And so she asked him. And she said, "Tracey, he started telling me his story." And she said, "We got to where he was 15. And I said, you know what, that's where we're going to take off at, you know, the next time that we talk." And she said it was the closest that she's ever felt to him in her life. And then another woman wrote me today. She left it in the comments if you saw it. Yeah, she left it in the comments. And she said that she was inspired to put a pack together, and that she'll carry it in her car and give it to someone, you know, who she feels needs it. So, and I want to tell you too, like, this is the point to my channel. I just want to maybe balance out what's going on, because there's so much going on, and there's so much anger and hate. And I am so lucky. I was thinking that today on my walk. You know, we aren't born with hate. It's learned. And you saw my mom, and I am so grateful that I had her and my dad to grow up with. And that's why I am the way I am. And Jessie has such a big heart. And, you know, because we pass it down, she sees my mom, and that's, you know, and I'm like my mom, so she sees that, and then she continues it. And just because you're stuck in a cycle of maybe growing up with people who have hardened hearts, you get a choice to choose whether you want to be hateful or not. And especially in these times, we truly need, we're not gonna make this world better by more hate. I think we see that. So, I didn't plan on doing this. I wasn't gonna upload a video tomorrow, but I met Dee Dee, I met Kyle. Well, I thought I'd tell you about that other guy that asked me. So just know that you might be the hope that someone is looking to find, because they have none. So, okay. Go out and make an adventure, no matter how big or small. Go talk to somebody who is a human and maybe find out their story that otherwise you would never talk to, and see where they're coming from. Go call someone and tell them that you love them. Or no, go call someone that you love, and as Joy says, tell them that you love them. That's it. And don't forget your magic. You could be the magic that someone's looking for. They lost their own magic, so they're looking for that magic in someone else to remind them that they're worth something. I mean, what does all this other stuff mean? Money, stuff. If we forget that we're magic. Okay, sorry for getting too deep, but now I gotta go get more backpacks, fanny packs, waist packs, and I'm happy too. All right, I'm on the road tomorrow, so who knows what's gonna happen. So I get to get out of here. Not get out of here. I loved it here, but I'm ready. I'm ready to go. So, okay? All right. I will see you in the next one.